to be rather hot. So if you're outside, you'll want plenty of water, and of course take frequent breaks as we continue with the heat across New Mexico. Right now, pretty warm out there, but not as bad as what we've seen throughout much of the week. 90 degrees the current temperature, but check out the winds. Sustained at around 12 miles per hour, at times gusting up to 37 miles per hour. We have been dealing with the winds, especially where we've seen a few of those storms, and we'll take a look at some of those wind gusts here in just a second. But the temperatures across the state, rather warm out there. We are in the upper 80s in Taos, 88 degrees there, 82 in Los Alamos, 91 in Santa Fe. Down to the south, not reaching the hundreds today, at least in the eastern part of the state, but it's still pretty hot out there with a temperature of 97 in Tucumcari, 93 in Roswell and Carlsbad, near 100 as you move down to the southwest. We're at 98 in Deming and for Las Cruces. Taking a look at those wind gusts, we are seeing some pretty gusty winds, especially underneath a few of those storms. We have the storm near Farmington, and we're looking at 53 mile per hour wind gusts right under the storm. But if you look at areas around Farmington, you can tell that these winds are not widespread. They're only localized to a few of these storms because we're only looking at 24 mile per hour wind gusts in Grants, 20 in Gallup, and 24 over toward Cortez. So once again tomorrow afternoon, we will have the chance of getting a few more storms, but with each passing day, we are seeing fewer and fewer storms across the state. As you can see, it's a pretty lean crop across the state with just a couple of those stronger storms across the eastern part of the state throughout the afternoon. We'll continue to deal with a few of these spot showers and storms throughout the evening hours, but we'll start to see some of this activity go down through the overnight hours before we see it reignite through the afternoon tomorrow. And once again, a couple of strong storms could be on the strong side. So tonight we'll go partly cloudy with mild conditions, and then into tomorrow it will be another pretty warm to hot afternoon with scattered storms across the eastern part of the state. We'll see even fewer storms for central and western parts of the state throughout the day tomorrow. Then into Monday, we'll see the storm coverage decrease even more as high pressure starts to build toward the state. And by the middle of the work week, we are looking for high pressure to be in firm control of our weather once again. More sunshine on the way, and unfortunately those extremely hot temperatures will be near 100 once again for the metro, and even surpassing it in the eastern part of the state and down to the south. But the good news is this warm up will be short-lived, at least this time around, as we look at only a couple of days before we see a little bit more moisture move in toward the end of the work week. So here's a look at Super Storm Track showing a chance at a few storms throughout the day tomorrow, but again, that coverage not quite as impressive as what we saw today. And then as we move into Monday, we'll see even fewer storms with only the eastern part of the state favored for a couple of showers or storms. Over the southern Colorado locations for tomorrow, a few scattered afternoon showers and storms, highs into the 80s. Then we start to dry out as we warm up toward the middle of the work week. Over the northwest, spot storms possible with highs in the mid to upper 80s, even reaching the low 90s in a couple of locations. Drier conditions for the beginning and middle part of the work week over the southwest. Spot storms possible here, but temperatures will be on the hot side into the upper 90s for several locations, and then we dry out into the upcoming work week. Over the southeast, temperatures here will be in the upper 90s as well. We'll have a better chance of picking up a couple of scattered storms throughout the afternoon, and then near 100, even better as we move toward Wednesday and Thursday. Over the northeast, partly cloudy skies, a few afternoon showers and storms, highs into the 90s. We're in the low 80s by Tuesday, but then we warm up toward the middle part of the work week. We're back into the mid 80s for Las Vegas. Over the northern mountains, scattered afternoon showers and storms, highs will be into the 70s and 80s. We'll have that chance of a couple of storms through Monday and Tuesday, and then we dry out toward the middle part of the work week as temperatures warm to the upper 80s. Over the east mountains, partly cloudy with a spot storm possible, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. In the metro, we'll be in the low to mid 90s for the afternoon with a spot storm possible, but better chances out into the eastern part of the state. And then we really lose those chances into the work week. We're looking at more sunshine, especially by the middle part of the work week as temperatures warm back into the mid 90s.
All right, looks like another warm week ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, so make sure you drink plenty of water.
All right, thank you, John.